gotta see this thing. Got to me. It's taking me. Good morning. How y'all feeling out there? I'm only Bell here with my cousin Kia Ross. Dang, now I look higher than you. Okay, let's figure it out. How you feeling?
I'm good. How are you, friend?
I'm rocking and rolling. You know what I mean? I got a really bad tummy ache, but I'm making it happen. I'm here.
Yes.
You know, I might have to go off, come back, but I'm here. That's the point. We're doing it. The Earth, Wind, and Fire documentary came out last night, and on HBO Max, and I watched that. And I think I was glad to see it because I'm like, why don't they have any Earth, Wind, and Fire movies?
You know? I didn't even know a movie was coming out. Now you got me excited.
Yeah, it's a documentary. Maybe one day they'll do a movie, but it's a documentary, and it's pretty good. You know what? It's one of those things though where they kept it surface on any negativity. So it was more like, you know, they were really careful not to like tarnish the head guy's name for anything. And I don't know that he didn't, they talked about not getting paid and stuff, but I don't know other than that, some of it. Not getting paid as much as they were worth. And like him taking out of publishing and stuff like that. But they didn't go like deep. It was just a little bit like, yeah, that happened. And then they went on to the next thing. But their sound being so influential. One of the things that was interesting about Earth, Wind, and Fire is the number of I gotta go live on these other platforms. Let me hit these buttons. I forgot about this.
Hit those buttons. Because you said Earth, Wind, and Fire, and all I kept saying was, "Do you remember?" Like that.
Hey, yeah, that part. And that's what's so interesting too about they were very influential. And one of the things that I think was really interesting about Earth, Wind, and Fire story is the ways that the band leader kept reinventing them for every like era of music. You know what I mean? Because like I was like, oh, this is pretty dope. Because they were 70s?
Yeah.
And then when like disco kind of era came and Let's Groove came out, but then Shining Star ended up like taking him to the next level. But he just kept being like, what era of music is this? He would bring in a writer and make that era of music happen. There was something really interesting there about entrepreneurship though, because he was a leader. He had a really bad thing happen to him with his mom. He was little, when he was like 5 or 6. Before he was 5, his dad died. Then when he was like 5, his mom was like, basically like, I can't take care of you like this. She moved to Chicago. He was raised by some lady in Memphis. Then as he got older, she came and was like, you need to come with me to Chicago. But by that time, she had like a whole nother family. Yeah, so one of the guys that was in the band actually was his brother, but was his stepbrother. But what was interesting about that too is like when it got to the part around like he was bringing in a writer to write with him to get the songs, so he took the publishing for everything. But the way that at least they told the story, the way I heard it, was like they like at a point he was controlling it so much where he was just calling the band to do their parts. He was doing all the writing and stuff like that, but he would like call them in to do their parts. So there was seemingly a wall of evolution that was hit because at least from the band's perspective, kind of felt like because he didn't let them into decision making. And I thought that was really interesting around. I don't think he ever viewed them as full partners.
Yeah. More like contractors that he brings
that's
in.
How he that literally is how he saw it. Seriously, if you just tuning in, we're talking about the Earth, Wind, and Fire documentary. And the head, Maurice White, was like band leader, but I think it was something entrepreneurial there around like, I'm the leader, I bring in this person, y'all my execution team. I thought it was interesting. I feel like I would want to sit with it a little longer to be able to say more. But I was like, there's something really entrepreneurial about his approach to this. So yeah.
Listen, as an entrepreneur, you can find entrepreneurship in everything.
There you go.
That's for sure. Like no matter what No matter what you're watching, no matter what you're listening to, you can find an entrepreneurial thread in everything.
That's true. So having said that, that's great. I'm gonna bring up our first guest for today. Her name is Tiffany Templeton. Um, she is launching or has launched, I'll ask her, Unity Performance Club.
Mm.
Why she didn't tell me this bio she put on here? She didn't put all about her, all the things. That's all right. We got to talk about it. So Unity Performance Club empowers women of color in endurance sports through coaching, community, and access. And I'm so excited because I remember when she was like putting this together and like she was still working, but also like I want to do this. So I'm excited to talk to her. So welcome.
Hello.
Good
Good
morning.
morning.
How are you?
Oh my gosh, full circle moment. Like I heard you talking, I'm like, man, because I feel like literally you have seen me build my brand. Well, at this point, multiple brands. I think when we first met, I mean, I was fit and female. So I'm still in the fitness space, right?
Yes.
But then so we kind of birthed Unity Performance Club just out of the lack of female representation in like the fitness space. When it comes to high rocks competitions, marathons, half marathons. So yeah, girl, you like literally had seen when I was a little baby entrepreneur. I feel like I'm full grown entrepreneur now.
Okay, you grown now. Okay.
Listen, I love you. Put your hands on your hips for that one. She said, "I'm full
now listen,
grown."
And let me tell you how I know. Let me tell you how I know I'm full grown. I cut 2 checks over the weekend. Like I paid people.
Okay.
Like no, but I don't think you understand. Like that.
No, we understand.
So well, yeah, y'all understand. Y'all understand. I'm talking to the right people. But it felt so good to text my people and be like, "Yo, check your bank account. Like a deposit has been made, honey." Like so, I don't know. I feel like I have arrived and. Me being me because of the work that I'm putting in, I'm able to like bless other women in this space. And I think that has literally been like that was like the highlight for me for the last couple of days. Like
I love that. Congratulations. Congratulations on your growth. Congratulations on your vision and staying with it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I think I love this space. I love that you have chosen because this is a carve out, like this space of like lack of women representation in these big races and things like that. That's actually pretty cool. That's like a pretty cool idea. I mean, to carve it out for yourself. No, okay, wait, take us back because I know I've seen the different things, and I also feel like throughout you building this, there's been processes that you've been going through that I want to get to where it's like, should I do this? Should I not do this? Should I? You know, you was a part of us getting actual partnership with one of the fitness brands too. For doing like a shopping day for us one time. I think I remember at one of the stores in Georgetown.
That was Athleta.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. Okay, yeah, girl. You've been on the journey with me because that's crazy. Athleta, that's back in 2018, pre-COVID. What?
Yeah, and you was like, you know what? I work at Athleta. We can, we look. I'm telling y'all, we can do a shopping day for y'all. I'm like, all right, bet. So it was one of our first like brand partnerships. We had like just to do that shopping day thing is really cool.
Yeah.
So take us back to you're at Athleta, right? And you're like, I want to do something else. I feel the call to.
Well, that was nothing but the Lord, okay? Because so Athleta was really cool for so many reasons. I'm a marketing, like branding person. I was kind of like a little baby marketer at that time too. And I knew I loved fitness. So Athleta, being able to be like the community marketing manager for like the DC area really allowed me to marry both of the talents and the things that I was interested in. And through Athleta, I was able to make many dope partnerships and just meet some, really amazing people in the DC area. But then, COVID happened, and my job was community. It was people. It was, contact. It was, we meet in person, we do the thing. And so COVID happened, and there went my job. So I was kind of forced to pivot. I was forced to like full-blown full-time entrepreneurship during the pandemic. And so I was personal training full-time. And so that's literally what happened. Started personal training full-time. My clients, they still stuck with me. They thugged it out with me. We was training in the park. I was masked up going to people's house. Like, it was crazy. But they like literally stuck with me. And that's kind of what happened. That's like really what birthed my like entrepreneurship journey. I always knew I wanted to own my own business. I always knew I wanted to work for myself. My great aunt, she always tells me, she's like, I remember you were in high school and you said you always want to work for yourself because you didn't want someone telling you when you could take a lunch break.
Right. I love that's it for me. I don't want nobody telling me when I can be off. What you mean? I can't take a nap today. I don't feel good. And I gotta tell you. Now I have employees, so now I get an employer side. But I'm just like, you started being a personal trainer, and I you're right. I saw this because I also was like, oh, I need to go work out. I need to go to one of her workouts. What caused you to turn it into, like, how did you start to see the issue of lack of representation from women in these different competitions?
Oh yeah. So through like my personal training and everything, I kind of turned into a runner. Like, I became a runner and all my friends were running. So I was like, okay, and ran my first 5K that turned into a half marathon, and just finished an ultra marathon relay on Saturday.
Oh my goodness.
With some amazing women. We can talk about that. That's a whole nother situation. But
okay.
So I said all that to say, as a Black woman in these areas, right, you tend to not see a lot of us. And it's like, it's not even the fact that we're not talented enough. It's just the fact that, there's so many reasons why Black women aren't in these spaces. We can talk about that in a second. But when I was showing up to these races, and even with High Rocks in like particular, if you all are familiar with High Rocks, it's like the kind of the new wave of fitness. You are running around, doing laps around a space, and you have 8 fitness stations, and it's pretty intense. But when I was there competing, I was like, where are all the Black women? Like, I know we're running, and I know we're lifting, and I know we're in shape. Like, where are we? And so, yeah, that was in 2024 when I did my first High Rocks. And I was like, I was on a mission. I was like, why are we not in these spaces? And I started talking to women, like, what's going on? Why are we not, why aren't more Black women running marathons? Why are more Black women not in High Rocks? Where are we at? And from those conversations, it's, lack of knowledge. There's a lack of training. There's a huge financial contribution that prevents, women from doing it. Not having the right shoes, just not being educated on how to train properly. So I created Unity Performance Club to help kind of combat those barriers of entry. And so by removing all of that, it's allowed me to kind of usher in more Black women and women of color into these spaces where they feel comfortable to compete and do it safely, right? Do it and, feel good about it. Be as confident as they can on race day.
So how does it work? Do we sign up? Is it particular training for a race? Like, let's say I'm like, hey, Tiffany, I'm going to do my first High Rocks. Right. And then I go and I'm like, and you have a program for me. You're like, I know exactly what you need to do, train, whatever.
Yeah.
Or is it more like do you plan according to the races for people?
Yeah, great question. We do a whole bunch of stuff. It's like a cacophony of what is happening. So, and that's the cool thing about being an entrepreneur. And that's the cool thing about, and we're not even a year old yet. Unity Performance Club isn't even a year old yet. But that's the beauty of being like in the growth stage, because we can be whatever, we are literally whatever the people need in that moment. And so how it works is that we have an initial community, Unity Performance Club on Instagram. And so you get in this community and we hyping you up. Talk about your PRs. Do you have any questions about race day? And this goes for any race. Marathon.
What's PRs? Personal results?
So basically a personal record. So if you did something better this time than you did the last time. So maybe you finished in a faster time is a great example. So yeah, we're there to hype you up. If you have any questions about anything, drop them in the chat. Just if you are having a bad day, drop it in the chat. So we have that community aspect where you're feeling supported. But then we have a few other multiple kind of like layers of groups within the Unity Performance Club kind of, I guess, club, if you will, like the hierarchy. And so if you need help training with a specific race, then you would join like the High Rocks group chat. And we have specific curated content that will get you prepared for the next race. Because we live in Washington, D.C., we specifically train women for both the D.C. races, but we have 2 certified High Rocks performance coaches in the community. So if you need specific training for a race that's outside of Washington, D.C., we can provide that one-on-one training for you as well. If you're getting ready for a marathon, we have a group chat that specifically will help you reach those goals for this specific road race. If you're doing a trail race, we have a group chat that's specifically for trail running. So what I've done is we have like the umbrella, come here, get your community, feel supported. But then if you are specifically training for something and need really help to be intentional, then I have separate groups for you to also be a part of, which provide you even more intricate, even more kind of like distinct and intentional training to help you get to your goal. So it's kind of a little all over the place.
No, that's actually not all over the place at all. That is actually very succinct. Like what you just said was very organized. It makes sense.
Do you have something for people who want to start running? Like, you know how, like, it's just like, I know I need to move something, you know, and like running seemed cool. And I be seeing my girls out here. Listen, I be seeing y'all out there. You know what I mean? But then I'm just like, Lord, how do you even start running? You understand what I mean? Like, how do you even get started?
Yeah. So, and it's Takia. I just want to make sure I'm pronouncing it. Yeah. So Takia, that's a great question because and you're not alone. And that's where the community aspect comes from. So it's like you have found this group and it's like, okay, where do I even start? It's like, we have free weekly meetups every Tuesday morning. So just pull up, sis, and let's just start. If you start to run, you're like, you know what? I think I want to do my first 5K. Well, we have certified run coaches that can create a plan for you to where you're showing up on race day as prepared as possible. So we have something for the person that just wants to kind of like, dip their toe in a little bit. And then we have something for the person who really wants to just like cannonball off the deep end, into like the 6-foot pool. So we have something for everyone. But I think to answer your question, if you are just like looking to just get started, it's just pull up, come to our free community run and see if you like it. And then just kind of go from there.
So I was just watching some post the other day about somebody was measuring themselves, like doing walking versus running, and they were showing like the difference and all that. I ran before, like I wouldn't even call myself a runner. I would say I ran a 5K, and it was cool. The training was cool. The dedication to the training, I don't think I did it. It was great. Okay. The run community is everything. I don't know if people like, even if you don't run, I swear the run community is just so good. Like to find a run community, people are so nice. Everybody's so like encouraging. Everybody's like, okay, come on, let's go. I want to do the Camino de Santiago, which is a walk across Spain. It takes like 30 days to do it. And I've been looking at this for years, and I met this lady the other day that did it before, and I'm like, oh my God, I want to do it. I'll look at it, and I'm like, I really want to do this thing. But here's the thing, I'm a little bougie, there's hostels along the way, and I don't know how I'm gonna feel about it. But I want to push myself to do it. It's 28 days, like a pilgrimage across Spain. It's crazy. It's well researched. It's called the Camino de Santiago. So I was also wondering if you're giving space for, because then there are, the female quotient, right? Have you heard of them before, FQ?
No, I have not.
Okay, the female quotient's whole premise behind what they do is that there's not enough women at conferences.
Okay.
So they pop up at every major conference and they get brand partnerships to host a space for women, essentially. Okay. So then they have all women panels, and they have all women speak. No, I mean they invite men in too, but I'm just saying, like, for the most part,
Yeah.
you know, if you're a woman and you go to that conference, look for the FQ lounge.
Okay.
Right, because you're just gonna find comfortability. You're gonna find a space for you. You're gonna find somewhere to touch up your makeup. You're gonna find, you know, they might be in there doing makeup. You know what I mean? Like
I
they
love
just
this.
You might find the extra pair of slides, whatever. You know what I mean? Like go to the FQ lounge at any big event, and every big conference from Davos to freaking like every major conference. When you said, you know, this is for increasing representation of women of color in these races, I thought that's interesting, because have you thought about popping up at every major race, right? So like where they have major races that people starting to just be the brand that's like, if you I may not know about you from getting ready for the race, the people I'm saying, I know about you. I'm saying like people in general. But who's at the race? Because then it's like, oh, you at the race and you do this. Oh, and they want to find the people who race regularly also want to find you. To be like, I need a community, because the rate. Let me tell you that I want to be clear. These workout communities are most of the time cool folks. The yoga communities get weird. I ain't gonna lie. Some of the yoga community, the yoga and the Pilates girls, is given a different situation. Okay, the yoga and the Pilates girls don't want to be bothered. You know, like they like, I came here to do yoga. What level are you on? But when it comes to like the strength training communities, when it comes to the run communities, and these are typically really like open, no, you should do it too communities, from my experience at least.
Yes.
And they do runs people arrange their own runs at different things. So even talking about major conferences is something to consider. Consider arranging runs at major conferences. So in Cannes, when I go at Cannes Lions, there is a group that runs the Riviera every morning of the conference.
Oh, nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Like they get together super early.
That is super dope. And as you're talking, like my mind, you can't see it, but like it's going crazy. That is such a phenomenal idea. So like, I think typically brands will pull up at races in the form of like an expo, and they'll have like a table set up and things like that. But I'm hearing what you're saying. Like, how can we elevate that? How can we get like a room or something, and you know, have the gel so we can slick back the edges and, you know, get you ready, or, you know, just, I don't know, something, maybe do like a little lip, or I don't know, but
yeah, or like, you know, you might have a performance brand that with the snacks, the whatever protein snacks, or whatever,
and provide nutrition and things like that. Just very culture based. That's actually a fantastic idea.
And knowing that like people at these conferences, they also want to work out.
Yeah.
So like they'll go to like the gym in the morning or whatever, but then, you know, you could be the run partner. It don't have to be run, but it could be the run partner or the training partner, where it's like for the big conferences. Because there's like thousands of people at these conferences.
Yes.
And they all want to work out, but some of them don't have run groups. Cannes has a run group. But shoot, I could see like some of the tech conferences, like a South by Southwest morning run group.
Absolutely. I know we missed that, but
it'll come back. They all come
back.
It
will come back around.
Afro-Tech run group.
Love that. Love this idea.
Yeah. Afro-Tech run every morning group. Yes. Why not?
Oh my gosh, now that'd be amazing. No, for sure.
So what's up next for you?
Pulling up at conferences.
Gotta work on pulling up at these conferences.
It's so fun. I know we are. I'm speaking at the Black Girls Run Sweat with Your Soul conference coming up in September. So that's kind of like the next like big thing. But in addition to that, we're definitely going to start exploring. I mean, Essence Fest is coming up.
Run groups.
So there's a lot of opportunity. So I'm definitely going to tap into that. But officially, with Unity Performance Club, we have merch dropping later on this month. So I'm kind of sweating a little bit today, but we have some merch dropping. We have We're getting ready for High Rocks in DC in September. So our training program is going to launch here very soon to get our ladies ready for that. It's like a 12-week training program leading into September. We have the Marine Corps Marathon happening in October. So we're just getting our ladies ready for that. Oh my gosh, we're starting again our morning runs. We kind of take a little hiatus over the next 2 weeks, and then we'll start back at the track. So we'll do some like track workouts, so working on like speed and things like that, happening at the end of this month. It'll be the last Tuesday of this month to kick things off. And we have a really great partnership with ASICS, in which we have we do something called a sneaker scholarship. This is our second time doing it. And then in September, we'll have our third installation of that. But it's a free scholarship. We have 25 free pair of sneakers that we're just giving away to athletes of color that need a new pair of shoes. No strings attached. You don't have to pay for anything. You literally just apply, tell us your story. And then based on the need and things like that, we award 25 brand new pair of ASICs to some amazing athletes, all fitness levels. You don't even have to be like a runner. But just if you are excited about movement, then the Uni Performance Club Sneaker Scholarship presented by ASICS is for you. We will start opening applications in August, and we will close it in mid-September. So that's coming up in the fall. And then, oh my gosh, how can I forget? We most recent, we were the recipients of a really great grant funded through the Running Industry Diversity Coalition, RIDC. They teamed up with ON to provide free movement. It's called the Movement for All program, powered through ON, to give free movement to women across the United States. And Youth Performance Club was selected as a vendor to actually provide these free services. So it was a really great opportunity. We start training with our clients this week. But again, through this really great partnership with ON, they literally are paying vendors to train women for free. I think there was about 1,300 applicants from across the country. And just not everyone obviously got accepted to the program, but I mean, they had a couple of hundred that got accepted. And through that, we're able to train and provide superlative services.
Congratulations. Yeah. You're killing it. You're in alignment where you're supposed to be. You're right where you're supposed to be. Listen, you are right where you're supposed to be. So. Also, the good thing about if you do the conference thing is low cost, because all you got to do is go and then create the group.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like, you don't even got to bring a bunch of people with you. You just,
that's true.
You just go. Uni Performance Club is popping up at blog conference. Post it on LinkedIn. So all these professional folks know where to go.
That is a great idea. Thank you so much for dropping that, Jim, because I'm definitely taking that with me.
Wherever you go, create a run club wherever you go. Yeah. Well, thank you so much. I'm excited. This is so good.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I mean, it's just entrepreneurship. It's a journey. And I think I just feel really blessed to be doing something that I love every single day. And I get to make it. I'm such a creative, and it's like I get to do like whatever I want to do with it. And I definitely want to just shout out my team before I go. I have an amazing team of trainers. It's about 8. No, we're a team of like 10 now. Oh my gosh, from social media to photography to videography to run track coaches to endurance coaches to strength training to high rocks coaches. To management, so many people that have just stepped up and like, hey, what can I do? So just shout out to the Uni Performance Club leadership team. I'm so grateful for you guys. They make me look very good because I don't be having it all together sometimes, but my leadership team definitely steps in and helps me like plug in the holes and fill in the gaps. So yeah, I'm very just grateful for them. Great team of ladies.
Come on. I'm thankful to have a team. Listen, we are thankful for teams.
Yes.
Okay. We can't do none of this without a team. Like
I tried and failed miserably.
Yeah, no, we can't do any of this without somebody. Okay. Cool. All right. Well, thanks so much for coming today.
Thank you for having me. And like, shout out to you because, girl, and listen, when the pull up and pitch come back to DC?
In September. So September the 9th through the 12th is our summit. And September the 12th is going to be, actually, I need to hit you up because on September the 11th, we're doing a wellness day.
Okay.
So depending if you're in town or free, because I heard you say the fall with a lot of things you just named.
Yeah.
But if you're in town, we're still programming out what would happen on that day.
Okay.
Yeah, so we could figure out something. They have a nice. It's gonna be at the Westin downtown. Okay. They have a nice gym in there too.
Okay.
But we could do something.
We can do a morning run. We can definitely do a lift session. Yes, we can make it happen. Oh, that'd be great. I'm excited.
Okay, perfect. Mm-hmm. All right, we'll talk soon. I will. All right, have a good rest of your day.
Thank you. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
Take care.
You know I'm over here taking notes. You know
what
that.
What you taking notes about?
Listen, anything that come on my spirit, like while people talking.
Yeah. You know, but I'm so happy for her. Oh my God, I'm so happy. I'm like, it's just a great story of just evolution and staying at it and like in alignment, because I believe she was always this person who always had this vision.
Yeah.
And maybe, you know, COVID not been the best thing for everybody, but also opened up a lot of space for people to decide to do something different. You know what I mean?
And try. Like, I think COVID was really a time, you know, it was hard, but it was also a place where it kind of freed you up to just try some things, like try, you know, like you're home. Like at this point, it was just like, you know what? I'm going to just try it. You know, I'm going to just go for it. I'm going to
try, because what else I'm going to do?
Yep. And I think it really opened the door up for a lot of people to just see what was possible. You know?
That's right. That's right. Speaking of seeing what's possible, our next guest, if she's there, Casey. Okay, there you go. All right, here we go. I'm going to bring you up.
You're going to bring up Casey.
You're going to bring up Casey, right? So we can talk about what's possible. Good morning.
Good morning. How are you today?
We're doing great. I'm gonna read your bio real quick. I usually do that before people come on. I'm a little off today, but it's all right. We out here. We're doing it. Casey Lauders is an Atlanta-based media entrepreneur, producer, sound designer, specializing in the creative economy. She's the founder of Could Be Pretty Cool, Georgia's only B Corp certified public benefit media company. So tell us about it. Could be pretty cool. How did you come up with that name? Could Be Pretty Cool.
Absolutely. Well, to tag on to what you were just talking about the COVID era, that is essentially how this whole thing got started. Before everything happened, my focus was in live sound for the theater. So here in Atlanta, I was doing, you know, different production, showing up, mixing shows, doing sound for shows. And of course, once all of those theaters closed for a minute, had to figure out what to do next. And everyone just happened to start a podcast. So had to put a website together. I was like, I don't know, it could be pretty cool, whatever this is. Let's try it. Let's throw it together. And that is the space that we have been in ever since.
I love that.
that made my heart smile, because don't laugh on me. Omi fight with me all the time, right? About like microphones, sound, like equipment, that sort of thing. And like, we got it all. Omi know, like I done got microphones, different kinds, mixers, you know, all of that. And then I'm just like, I don't know what I'm doing. I do not know what I'm doing.
I love that though, because there are so many people who want to try to do something, whether it's a YouTube, a podcast, and even the I don't know if it's just the apprehension of let me, you know, try something, let me research a microphone or try, is kind of like overwhelming. So the fact that you even like started and like did something is like a huge step, and you know, kudos to you. But yeah, y'all figured it out clearly.
Well, Omi figured it out good. Omi got all the things, okay? I'm over here with it still in the box, Casey, okay? It could be pretty cool if I got it together.
Right, could be pretty cool if she would just go ahead and order the things. You see what I'm saying? But it's fine. We out here. Actually, I got my sound equipment from SiriusXM, because I have a SiriusXM show. So I got it from there.
Nice, very cool.
So here we are. But and sound is a really going from sound to story through writing or through media? Like, talk to us about that transition, because it's like you were sound and theater is a particular thing. Were you a theater kid? And then like what made you decide to create it as a B Corp? Right. So I want to hear more about that.
Great questions. So, no, I actually wasn't a theater kid. I went to Hampton University for undergrad, and I went there for music recording. I wanted to be, that was like when Pharrell and Timberland and Swizz Beats, the big producers, were like hot. And I was like, that's what I want to do, except I wasn't actually like musically talented. And so I was there and was like, okay, now what am I going to do with my life? And a professor just happens to be like, why don't you try sound for the theater? That could be something that, you might be good at. And it actually was. So it really wasn't until my junior year of college that I discovered working in the theater, all the different aspects, lights, costume, sound. You don't have to be on the stage. And that is basically where I was the rest of my career up until, the 2020 part. Why we decided to incorporate as a B Corp. So as we continued to figure out what we were as a company, the people and the organizations that we enjoyed working with the most were mission-driven organizations. So now we produce a podcast for a university's sustainability department. We produce a podcast for a nonprofit science foundation based in Boston, a women's entrepreneurship organization based here in Atlanta. And so I was like, I want us to, in our mission, in our bylaws and everything, be a company that is elevating and amplifying positivity. Clearly, you all are doing the same thing, but there is a lot of content, as we all know, that is just punching down and it's just putting out some craziness. And so I wanted to make sure everyone knows, like, the focus of our company is we want to amplify positive voices, positive messages. And so that's how we found the B Corp movement.
So a quick question. So when you think about it, like, what does it mean to have someone come on and produce your podcast? Like, a lot of people want to get into podcasting or, develop a show, but they don't necessarily know what, like producing, like, I need a producer. What do you do? How does it support the mission of said podcast or production?
Great question. And it really depends on the client or the partner. So we've had some clients who are like, no, I love being on a microphone. So I want to be, really hands-on. I want to be involved. I want to host it. There's some people who are like, yeah, we have a line item for a podcast in our budget this year. Can you figure out, like, if you want to host it, you can do it. If, and then there's some that's in between. So essentially, as a producer, our job first is to figure out, what is the purpose of this show? Are you making a podcast to tell the story of your organization so that your board members or potential donors or stakeholders can connect to what's happening, and you can send that out with your year-end report as just an extra thing? Are you making this show because you want to expand your network? It is such like an unspoken, amazing thing with podcasting, where even like with this, you can reach out and say, hey, we're offering spaces for guests, or hey, I'm looking for guests for a thing. The types of people that respond to you can end up being future collaborators, future people who y'all just follow each other on LinkedIn from now on. Like, the way you can expand your network is amazing. Or yeah, so basically figuring out what is the purpose of why you're starting this show. And then, especially working with busy people, busy organizations. As y'all, I'm sure know, this is almost like another part-time job. Having to schedule your guests, make sure everything is, together. If you have a particular subject you're talking about, if you're doing outlines, who's gonna, schedule the live stream, who's gonna put this where. So helping to organize the production. And then finally, we're really big on helping to measure impact. So not necessarily how many streams or how many downloads, but we want to try to figure out, like, who is the audience that is resonating with this work? How can we connect with other people or other places to get more ears on the show? And so, yeah, we basically from start to finish are like holding your hand, not in like a baby way, but in like a partnership way from start to finish.
That's good, Casey, because a lot of times people want to do it. You know, I'm sure you get it all the time where they want to do it, or you get the, you know, you should host a podcast. So I would love, and then you're like, I don't know what I'm doing, girl. So they need to be calling Casey. They need to be calling. They need to. I love it. I love it. So what good things do you have coming up, Casey? What's going on with you guys?
Speaking of, I mean, you led me right to it. So we are at the tail end of a pilot that we started last year called the Pretty Cool Creator Collective. And our pilot was 8, just brilliant women who, for various reasons were looking to start podcasts, some for personal branding, some were starting their side businesses and wanted, a podcast to promote the business. But, just like you said, it was like, where do I start? What do I do first? And so there's a lot of isolation in this content creation world. And we decided to actually do a collaborative cohort where we taught people all together, here's step 1, here's how you do an outline, here's how you do this and that. And of those 8, in actually a couple weeks, 3 of those folks are launching their podcast, which you can find on the Apple Pretty Cool Creators channel. So we're very excited about that. And so we'll actually be opening up applications for our next cohort in July, and just very excited to give people who have the knowledge, who have something to say, a platform to be able to do it.
Ooh, that sounds good. Now now I'm all pumped up. So if they want to apply, what do they need to do?
Absolutely. You can go to couldbeprettycool.com and then click on where it says Creator Collective. It's just, the Google form, get some information. And yeah, basically, if you're serious and you're going to show up and actually do the work, you're our type of people.
I love that.
Me too.
Do you think with being a B Corp, have you seen it benefit you as a company? Like, do people gravitate to it just because it's a B Corp? Do people, like, what do you get to? How have you seen it benefit you?
I can definitely, we went back and forth between, do we want to be nonprofit media company or B Corp media company? And with both, there's of course a lot of paperwork and governance and things you have to do. But ultimately, we decided we do want to, remain a for-profit business, but we want people to automatically kind of know, like, oh, this is what they're about. Oh, I know not to come to them with, my just hot takes talking about people podcast. And so while we're going to be doing more with the B Corp community, because admittedly got to get more into that. But I think people automatically just kind of know what the vibe is and what the vibe isn't, more importantly. And it just kind of saves a little bit of time of just trying to figure out, are we going to be a good fit working together?
Okay. All right. Well, thank you so much. This is great.
You. Yes, I appreciate you both.
Yeah. Awesome.
I couldn't get off mute fast enough, Casey, girl.
Okay.
The sound, Casey. I need production.
You're doing
okay. Thank you, Casey.
Bye.
All right,
Have a good day. Casey, I be needing help. Go ahead, I'm listening.
Well, I think in this realm of like podcast creation and really creating platform, I think people are starting to ask themselves, where can we go to find people who like really are having the conversations we want to hear?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Podcast boom. Everybody got one. Cool. Got it. But like now we're moving to a place of like, who really cares about what? So I do like the idea of like knowing that there's a place that as a benefits corp, they're thinking about who they're producing. Because right now it just seems like people produce anything and anybody.
Yeah, and I think too, I think it's also good to be in alignment with who is producing or where you want to go. Like a lot of times people will ask, like, do you have a podcast, or why don't you have a podcast, or you should have a podcast, that sort of thing. And you might think, I know for me it's just kind of like, well, do I have anything to say? Like, and yes, I may have something to say, right? But do I have something to say all the time? Right? Who is going to help me navigate this? Because I'm not gonna lie, I don't know how you do it. Okay, because listen, it's a lot going on. You're running an organization, you podcasting, you on Sirius, you on lives, and it's just like, woo, who keeps up with you? Look at you. Ain't nobody.
Oh no.
What's wrong?
I'm trying to figure out. Oh Lord, y'all.
Oh
I'm gonna
Lord.
go back to bed. This is one of those days where it's like, just you ever had one of those, let's just go back to bed and start over. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
That's what it is. It's one of
those type of days.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's okay. Because sometimes Mondays will Monday. And it might be just one of them days.
So we're gonna see.
We're gonna see. We're gonna get it together. I meant to ask, how was your dinner with the ELF cohort?
It was great. So everybody to know, we're having our Emerging Leaders Fellowship cohort 2 just launched. Right now, the Detroit pitch competition is live. Go to raisify.co, raisify.co. Watch the pitches, vote for your favorite pitch. Go vote for your favorite pitch, because the Detroit pitch competition is live right now at Raisify. Let me put this up here. raisify.co. Go vote. Go check them out. Let me write this up. Oh wait, I'm writing this in the wrong place. What have you done?
Yes, so the Detroit founders are up and they're live and they are amazing. And this weekend we are fortunate. I'm so fortunate enough to be able to facilitate again. But the new cohort, Emerging Leaders Fellowship cohort, is coming up, and it is New York, Austin, and LA.
And so I was at the LA dinner, and it was so good.
Yes.
Everybody was so excited. And one of the women, she has a product, and she brought the product where it's called Untamed Naturals. She brought the product with her, and she gave everybody samples, so that was cool.
Yes.
It's just, and they were super amazing folks, and like, so we've historically worked with people who may be a little bit more early on. And I really appreciate that that everybody in these cohorts are in business 2 years or more. I really like that's one of the pieces that we put on the process. And there's something different about the ability to impact founders at this level.
Yeah.
Right. Like where they are in their thought processes, where they are and what walls they've hit, where they are and what scenarios they've seen. I tell people, really, leadership at some point is really just about the levels of the kinds of scenarios you've seen and move through. At some point, it ain't about like, do you have the hard skill of project management? It's more like at a certain point, it really is, what type of scenarios have you seen and moved through?
Yeah. Yeah. The New York founders were amazing as well. I was in New York, Io and I, and we cut up bad. And we had an amazing, amazing time. We had Hall Pass with us.
Oh my goodness, I love her. She's great.
Yes, Hall Pass, Tabitha. We were having a good time. We were talking about traveling and manufacturing and what it looks like. Because in the New York founders, there were a number of product-based businesses, right? So they we're working through. And it's so interesting being a product-based business, sitting at a table with a group of product-based businesses, the resources that just start flowing around, right? Around the table, around like, well, have you tried this? Well, no, I never heard of that. But did you try this? Oh my goodness, I never heard of that. You know what we should do? And it's just something about getting into community and feeling safe, right? And knowing that everybody at the table wants to see you be successful in whatever way you decide success looks like. And they are in any way they can going to support you. And it was just amazing just to see the flow of, have you tried this? Or have you gone here? You need to apply for this. Or, you know what I'm saying? Check this website out. Like now all of us are going to Asia. Like, it's just like a whole hot mess. We were all like, well, when can you go? Well, when are you going? Well, when can we go together? So it was just awesome. So I'm so excited about this phenomenal cohort. In addition to supporting the Detroit founders who are out here killing it with this, with their pitch competition. So that is awesome.
I love that.
Awesome.
Yeah, I was so excited to see them so excited. That part was like so good. And they were excited for multiple reasons. Somebody noted like needing community.
Yeah.
Somebody noted just not having the kind of community. Oh shoot, wait, they let me in.
They let you in the way.
Uh-oh, can you hear that?
No.
Can you hear those people talking?
No.
You said yeah or no?
No.
Okay, good.
No, we can't hear any people
My
talking.
class. Okay, now I gotta get ready to go for my class.
Okay, so
okay. All right.
Get off for your class. And I will take it from here. We're waiting for another amazing guest to join us.
Okay, thank you. I'm so sorry.
That's okay. We'll figure it out. Look at us. I don't even know how to stop it, start it, or go with it.
Don't worry about that part. I'll do that.
Okay.
All right.
I'll
still be in here. I'll just be on a class.
Listen, be in class. Go to class. Okay. Go to class. So listen, Omi had to step away so that she can get to class. And I'm excited to be hosting this amazing shenanigan for the last 30 minutes. And so I'm waiting for one of my phenomenal business besties to join us. She's going to be joining us momentarily for us to have a conversation specifically around the beauty industry and that sort of thing. But while we wait for her, I just wanted to make sure that you are following and doing all the things with Black Girl Ventures. So make sure that you are following Black Girl Ventures Foundation across all of its platforms, not only on social media. So you may be following Black Girl Ventures on LinkedIn and Instagram and even Facebook, but also make sure you're going and following Black Girl Ventures Foundation on YouTube. On YouTube, you can find a ton of information about the organization, about Omi, about the team, as well as about the hundreds of amazing entrepreneurs that have been fortunate enough to go through programming, as well as who have been able to pitch in pitch competitions. You can see some behind the scenes, some pull up and pitches. And if you're interested in pitching or you want to get more information about what pitching looks like, you can absolutely find it on the BGV Foundation YouTube. And now I done got my friend and pulled up.
Literally.
my troublemaker friend and pulled up, okay? Literally in the car. Listen, if you're joining in, welcome in. My name is Takia Ross. I'm the owner of Kiki Thunder Cosmetics, and you are watching the 30-day show with BGV. And right now, I'm bringing up my good friend, my business bestie, my ride or die, the crazy woman of them all, Miss Jamea Moore.
Good morning, friend.
Good morning, friend. Now, Jamea Moore is a multifaceted beauty professional, starting off as a makeup artist. She has over 15 years of makeup artistry experience under her belt, and then she moved into permanent makeup application. So she is a permanent makeup artist. We have both retired, her all the way, me semi-retired. But she's a permanent makeup artist specializing in brows as well as lips. She is also a beauty suite owner. Okay, so she owns beauty suites specifically for women who provide services around skincare. So think about lashes, think about estheticians, think about tattoo artists, makeup artists. And so I'm bringing my good friend on today. Hey, Jamea.
Hey, Boo. Thank you so much for inviting me.
Listen, girl. Listen, we're not going to shenaniganize too bad. Too bad today. Not too bad, because we're going to be good. We're going to be good. But I wanted to bring on my good friend because we have a ton of conversations around entrepreneurship. And one of the things we were talking about recently is the challenges that nobody talks about, especially in the beauty industry. Listen, especially in the beauty industry. And so oftentimes... now, first and foremost, a lot of times beauty industry professionals get a bad reputation if you're watching social media. So, like when you hear, go ahead.
It's so challenging because our clientele, I don't know the expectations that people have of us. And I think a lot of times they don't realize, like, we're women, we're mothers, we're sisters. We're just not the hands that are doing the service. Like, we are like them. We still have a life. We still building life. We're still taking care of people. So I feel like people just separate us from that. Like, we're not human. Yeah. Oh my gosh, it's so frustrating, especially when you're talking about pricing and salaries or either work-life balance or lack of, because a lot of service providers are mothers, right? Or some of us are caretakers at this point in our life. So we can't be behind the chair for 12 hours. We might not be able to service you until 8, 9 o'clock p.m. because we have a kid that's in activities or a parent that needs to go to doctor's appointments, or we're coordinating things. So I think sometimes that gets lost from some of our customers.
Right. And so what Jamea is talking about is oftentimes, like back in the day, right? Back in the day when we were going to our old school, like, hairdressers, right?
Yes.
I remember my hairdresser used to be in the salon from like 7 a.m. to like 10, 11 p.m. at night. Like,
I know someone who would be there till like 1, 2, 3 o'clock in the morning.
Right. And they were, and they would take you could walk in, you could call last minute and get an appointment. You could do all the things, right?
Yeah.
And now we're seeing a lot of beauty professionals, and this is across the board. So not just with your hairstylists, this is with your makeup artists, your lash technicians, your nail technicians. They're really putting a halt to these, their schedule.
We're setting boundaries. And operating with policies and procedures. Standard operating procedures across the board.
All right, so listen. Now, Jamea, because we go back and forth about, we don't go back and forth about this. Jamea and I have very similar belief systems. But one of the things that we do get a lot of is that in the beauty industry, you see a lot of requirements to book an appointment, right? So a lot of, you got to do this, you got to have this, you got to pay a deposit, you got to do this. And I always say a lot of times the policies and procedures that you see are often a result of somebody overstepping.
Habitual line steppers.
What are they called?
Habitual line steppers.
Okay.
Yes.
So let's
constantly push the limits.
Okay.
Mhm.
So let's talk about let's talk a little bit about this and on both ends, right?
Yeah.
So we have like new, like let's say that you're listening and you're new and you want to start a beauty business, or you're new to the beauty industry in general. You know, let's talk a little bit about what that looks like. You know, as you start this journey, what does it look like for me to, like, what do I need to be thinking about? Let's start there.
I tell everyone, never forget how it feels to be a client.
Mm-hmm.
Never forget that piece of it. How you feel when you walk into certain places, that's what you want your clients to feel. Like, think about that experience. Like, never shortcut your client's experience. When
Mm-hmm.
coming in the door, and in the beginning, you're gonna work. Let's be clear about that. In the beginning, you're gonna put those hours in and put that work in, because that's how you're gonna build your skill up. That's how you're going to build your portfolio. That's how you're going to get your reputation, and you build your business name. In the beauty industry, regardless of how much social media there is, it's still very much a word of mouth business. People see our work on their coworkers, friends, strangers. Our clients are walking billboards. So it's so important to put that work in to make sure your work looks its best all the time. But you have to put the hours in. You got to get your reps up in the beginning. We're talking about boundaries and all of that stuff, but we've been doing this now 10 plus years. Like, I'm pushing, my baby just turned 18. I started when I was pregnant with her. So, but in the beginning, get your skill up to par, and on that back end, that foundation, the licensing is in, make sure your licensing is in order, that insurance is in order,
Mm-hmm.
the business insurance, and also your health insurance. You know why? Because your body's gonna be breaking down. You're gonna be getting those back aches and hand aches and all the things. So you got to be able to take care of yourself. And that money, with money, with beauty businesses, we have money coming in all types of ways. We got to streamline it. So it's tough because we're artisans, but we have to be business people as well. It's so
Mm-hmm.
tough. It's a tough balance. Yeah.
And I'm glad that you brought that up, because one of the challenges, and we both train, we both educate in different ways. But one of the things is the back end, right? So Jermaine, you
Yes.
brought up, a good point. Like, a lot of times we start worrying about how fast can I put a lash on, or how fast can I put a weave in, or like that sort of
Yes.
thing. And we don't necessarily think about the back end, those operational
Mm.
types of things, and we get into a ton of trouble. Like,
Trouble.
I'll be
Big
the
trouble.
first to admit that, being a service provider in makeup artistry, it is a cash-based business, right? So it's like, as soon as
Yes.
you finish your service, you're getting paid, right? It's
Yes.
not it's not normally a wait, unless, hey, but we can bring that up too, unless you're working with corporate clientele where they have a net 30, a net
Yes. Yep.
60 type of thing.
60.
But yeah, for the most part, you're dealing with individual clients, and when you do the
Hmm.
service, you get paid. And if you do not have a way to track and monitor your revenue that's coming in and your expenses that are going out, you're going to be in a ton of trouble.
Yes.
A ton of trouble.
A ton of trouble.
So, can we talk a little bit about that too? Right. So, because
Yes.
the back end part, I think, like, we get caught up in the,
The
like, they
glitz,
did
the
it.
glam, the pretty
Yes.
stuff.
And it's like,
Yeah.
but hey, girl.
Yes. I feel like it starts with the foundation. We just talked about this the other day, making sure we have the proper business structure. And even taking it a step before that, talking to accountants and lawyers or bookkeepers who have expertise, maybe like in the beauty industry, that can help guide you when you're setting up your business so that you're making the right decisions when you start. Those things can save you so much time and effort on the back end, especially when it comes to like reporting with the IRS and your taxes and whatnot. Having the proper structure from the beginning is so important. And then even with, in the beginning, you might be able to manage your own books. You might be able to get a system like a QuickBooks to help monitor your bank account. You put your expenses in, you tell it what to do. But it's gonna come it's gonna come a time where you don't have the time to do that. You're gonna have to outsource it. So it's just making sure all of those systems are in place. Even like your reporting with your credit card payments and your banking accounts and stuff, everything needs to be set up and reporting, and you have to keep track of those numbers. You need to know what's going on with the business all the time. But it's a kid. I'm gonna tell you, it's overwhelming. I'm not even gonna sugarcoat it. You know it. I know it. It's so many things to do, but it just, if we want to be great, it's gonna require a lot. And that's it. Yeah.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. And I will be the first to admit that I didn't do it right when I first started. Like
I didn't do it right either. What number business am I? What number LLC am I in right
listen,
now?
listen, and that's the thing. Like, I think a part of this, and what I enjoy about the 38 show, and what I enjoy about like these candid conversations with my business besties, with our business besties, is just the honesty around it, right?
Yeah.
And so a lot of times when you see, some of your favorite entrepreneurs and they're really killing it, you like, oh my God, they killing it. It's like there is a part, like, yes, we are killing it. Like, let's not be, we're killing it. And and we did make some mistakes. We did. Don't say a lot.
A lot. It was a lot, but with every mistake you learn and you do better. For the next time. That when you start that new business selling those products, how you're going to tighten up and do it differently than when you were doing that service. You know what I mean? So it's just a learning lesson. You just get smarter, you get faster, you get more courageous to go out there and jump into the next thing. So don't be afraid to make the mistakes, because that's giving you the courage to keep going. Just keep going.
Yeah. I'm glad you said that. I'm glad you said that, because some of it is about courage, right? And I say it all the time, that you're not always going to be confident. Like, you're not. Like, there are times where you lack confidence in it all. However, you can choose to be courageous along the way. And a lot of entrepreneurship is just having the courage to really push forward and to try things and be willing to fail.
Like, fail fast. Fail fast.
Listen, as fast as you can.
Hurry up and do it so that you can get back up and get back into it. Get back into the next thing. Let's go.
Your man said, fail fast. Fail real fast. Just be quick about it. Get to the failing, right?
Like that didn't work. I don't like how that went. Okay, but let's go.
And I like that you said that, right? Because one thing about Jamea, and I will say, and we have been friends now. Sheesh, it's been
8, 9 years.
It's been a long. It's been some years, and we met doing the same thing. So we met, but we were both makeup artists. We're both from Baltimore. You know what I'm saying? We were running in some similar circles, not always the same, but like similar circles. And when we met each other, it was more or less like, why are we not friends?
How come we didn't know each other? Why was I just meeting you? Yes,
why are we not friends? But I think too, that's something that's not talked about, especially in I've found, right, in where we are in our network. It was something that it wasn't talked about, like the fact that you need to be friends with people that are in your line of work.
Yes. Oh, yes. Yes. You need your peers.
Yes. Like, you guys should be really like good friends, like, talking and sharing and giving each other advice. And that was one of the things that I know I did at the time when Jamea and I became friends. I didn't have a lot of other makeup artistry friends. Like, I didn't. Like, I was just out here rogue, just being rogue. And Jamea and I met, and we cut up real bad, right? But it was that realization, like, oh my goodness, I don't have a lot of industry friends. So Jamea, tell us a little bit about that, because you have always been big on community, right? Like, having this community of beauty professionals. Where did that come from?
Because I've been freelancing for so long, and that was the way that I got jobs. I would go on a set and I would meet someone, or I would, and then that turns into they watching you work. And you guys might you might just click with people. And then they call you for another job that they can't do. Or a friend of a friend calls you. And so then I realized the power in community, because that was how I was able to pay my bills, to be honest. It was times where I didn't know where I was going to get the next client from, and one of my colleagues or my peers would call me and they recommended me for a job, or they were sending me a job that they couldn't do. And I realized how important those relationships were, because people actually would trust me with their clients, or trust me with big jobs, with like real prestigious things. And I just valued that so much. And even learning things, being introduced to like different artists that were in the industry, like names, huge names right now, real crazy. Just putting myself out there, volunteering for things, and then you meet other artists, and then it just turns into this whole big pot. So when I met you, I couldn't wait to bring you in, to be like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, this person, that person, or we go out, I'm introducing you to other people, because it's like, yeah, now we do business together.
Yeah.
Not but do business. I'll be real with you though. You and I don't just do business together. We do life.
Yes.
We do life. You know what I mean? It really has evolved over time, but that happens though with some of your peers. So I'm just really big on community. It's sometimes you need to call people to just talk shop with. I can't talk about certain things with my friends because they're not in that space. You know what I mean? I gotta call my peers. I gotta call my business besties, because they get it. Like, they are going through something similar or been through it. So it's so important for us to stay connected, especially us of color, to be honest, because I've been in so many rooms where we were the only. I could be the only woman, I could be the only black person, I could be the only black woman. So it's so important that we show up and that we keep pulling each other and putting each other in these places. Because a lot of those times I was referred by somebody else and couldn't tell you how I got there. But I knew it was my job to bring the next person in if I couldn't,
Mm-hmm.
or for that next opportunity, to keep sharing, because we have to show up in these places, and the only way we're going to get there is together. So I'm huge on community. I love my people. All the
Yeah,
people.
she does. She really does. And and we have a love affair. We have a love affair with loving our people, loving them bad, loving them
Yes,
down.
yes,
But
yes.
you are also a big proponent of, and we're gonna get into you opening up this salon suite. That so don't think that you are also a big proponent, because I get in trouble all the time for this, of self-care. Now listen. Now one thing for certain, and two things for sure. Jamea is gonna be like, nope.
I'm taking a bath. I'm going to get a massage. I got to do the things. Like, I need to soak. I need to reset.
Yes.
Take care of, we work with people all day long, and people love us.
Yes.
We are like therapists. We're their extra girlfriends. We're their friends. They come in and they just let it all out. They sit in the chair, they just let it all out. And we're just there. But at the same time, you got to think our minds are being hospitable. We're providing a safe space for them. But then technically, we have to do our job. We have all these things going on at the same time. Like, we're holding conversation. We want to make sure they're comfortable. We're thinking about what color we're going to use next, what tool we're going to put in our hand. Is the skin reactant? Like, no one thinks that we're constantly on. And then it takes so much out of us that we have to reset. So you have to take care of yourself, because we just don't show up for our clients. We still got to show up for our families. We got to show up for our friends. You have to show up for yourself first.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm super big on self-care. Like, you have to take care of you. None of this works if we're not together. Is it like,
Listen, I get in trouble all the time. So if you're listening, I get in trouble all the time for not doing what I'm supposed to do, and then I gotta hear it, and then
you're doing better though. I'm
I'm
proud of
doing.
you.
Ah,
I'm
thank
so
you,
proud of
friend.
you. You've been doing a
Thank
good
you,
job.
friend.
I'm
Yes,
watching you. I see you. I hear you.
thank you, friend. Because
Hmm.
I was tired of getting. You know what I mean? She was about to
Yeah.
say. So when the pandemic hit, Jamea was already making this pivot, and she was pivoting out of doing makeup and pivoting into doing a permanent makeup. So one, tell us first what permanent makeup is, and then why you decided that's where you wanted to go.
Permanent makeup is a technique we're cosmetic tattooists. So we are tattooing your brows on so that they never come off, basically. Or let's say, for instance, you have a discoloration in your lips and you want them to look more brighter, more natural. We can actually tattoo a custom color into your lips to kind of shift your natural color to make it look more brighter, healthier, plump in a way. Even with scars, we could tattoo your skin to camouflage that scar and make it blend in with your body. So it's so many different things that we do outside of just when you say tattoo, it's just like traditional tattoos. We actually go cosmetic, do it that way. I started because I was a client first. I had my brows microbladed in 2017 and I loved it. And I knew that my clients would love it because whenever I would host makeup classes for my clients, when we got to the brows specifically, everyone was shut down. Everyone was so overwhelmed. They just couldn't get the brows together. And once I got those brows done, once I got my brows done, I was like, my clients going to love this. Because it's so many women who might not wear makeup every day, but they feel their brows in every day. They don't even consider it like makeup. It's just a part of their routine. They don't leave the house without a brow. They might, and then it's even to like the lip piece. It's some women who never walk out the house without lipstick on.
Yes.
And it doesn't matter. No other makeup. They have their lipstick on. And so I said, we need a solution, and this is what I'm going to bring. And I started to research the industry, and I noticed that in our area, we have an open market. It was no one doing this procedure the way that I felt like it should look, especially for women of color. It was a void in the market. And we're in the DMV area. It's a lot of different, it's very diverse up here. It's a lot of people of color, but it was no one that was, to me, that was really hitting the mark. It was a small amount of artists that were doing it. So I'm like, oh yeah, this is open market. Let's go. Let's do this. And I started right before the pandemic, December 2019. And I'm so grateful that I did because when we ended up shutting down and I came back to work, I was booked. I was swamped. And that's what forced me into retiring from makeup because I didn't have time to do makeup anymore. I was swamped with personal makeup. With permanent makeup. That was it. Like I couldn't do it. I had to give all my makeup jobs to my friends.
Yeah.
Thank God. I was able to share everything with those because everyone was just in different places with their businesses. So I'm just so grateful that I had the space to do that. So it happened. And it's amazing.
And listen, and that's how you pivot hard. But what I love about what you said was that you were doing research about the market. Like it wasn't like I was just like, oh, I think I'm going to try this. And it's nothing wrong with deciding that you want to try something different. Absolutely nothing wrong. But what you said was, hey, I started to first I was a customer. So first I went and did it, right? And I realized, oh, I like this. And my customers would like it. The second thing you brought up was, I was paying attention to what my customers wanted, right?
Yes.
So I was paying attention to the fact that when I taught my classes, my customers were like, that was the thing. Brows was it. And so you were really paying attention to who your market is and what they wanted. And then you started researching the market in general, right? Like what is happening in the market and
where can I fit in at?
Yes.
It's a space for me in the market.
Yeah.
And it took me about a year and a half before I decided to take the training. It took a while. I was researching the industry as a whole, and I was researching trainers because I actually flew to California and I trained out there. So, yeah, it was a process.
And that's another thing I want you to talk about really quickly before we transition into you opening up your studio space is your investment in education. Like when I tell you, Jamea going to take the class. I mean, she gonna take, and not just the class, she gonna take all the classes. She gonna know all the people. Look at her doing mommy duty too. Okay. Look at, hey Kendall, look at me. I'm
Mr.
all
Pierce said hi. We at the dentist.
listen, 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 listen. And if you tuning in, everybody
Mhm.
that's listening, you know what it's like to be out here doing the double duty. Where you like, listen, I'm working, I'm talking, I'm interviewing, I'm still mommying. Like I'm
Mhm.
still number one mommy.
I'm here. I'm here though, but yeah, I'm on. Yeah, I'm
I'm
on.
on. I'm on. I'm doing
Yeah.
all my roles.
Mhm.
Okay. So what drives you to first talk about the importance of, continuing education, and then what drives you the way it does. Because like what I will say is that you are a champion for continuing and investment in yourself.
Yes. Um, Friend, I just feel like we can never know it all. We can never know too much. And especially with cosmetics, the industry is always changing, technology is changing, innovation is always improving, and you need to be on the forefront and know what's happening. When you take these classes and train with these people, one, we just get a different perspective, right? You get to see someone else's technique, or you're touching a new product and you get to hear the science and the technology behind it, which helps me be able to bring it to my clients as well. Like it helps build my knowledge base, so I start recognizing things, or I start I'm a nerd with it. It's just it brings together so many concepts. Another thing is you want to stay ahead of your competition. You need to know what's coming. You need to be on the forefront of what's coming, and that takes doing more education, becoming better. Um, I'm a big fan of knowing who's in these brands, like who's leading these brands, who's in charge, who's doing the marketing piece of it, what's the science behind it, like who is the person, because then you can reach out and touch people. A lot of times it's not just about sitting behind your phone and scrolling. You know what I mean? Like you got to get out there, get in the field. And then when you go to conferences, or you take a continual education classes, you're meeting other peers. You're meeting people from all over the place. I have friends, all my PMU friends, permanent makeup friends, they live all around the country, all around the world. So you get so much exposure and you build so much perspective. But in order to be the expert, you got to stay at the forefront of what's happening in the industry. I'm a big fan of that. That is, I guess you would say, one of my philosophies to being one of the best is staying at the forefront, knowing what's going on, because then I'm also not even just educating myself, I'm educating my clients. And then when my clients come in, I could tell you why I can't work on you because you have seborrheic dermatitis, or what that's doing. And then they're able to, tell their doctor or tell their friends, like it's still that experience. So that's why I'm a big fan of it. I'm always gonna take a class.
We know. They don't know, but now they know. Like
Always
one thing Jamea is going to do is take a class, and I
take.
love everything about it.
Yes.
So I want to bring up really quickly, you also made another pivot right around COVID, and that was you did. Like you was just pivoting all over the place. You had to think you was just out here. But one of the things that you did was you opened up your studio spaces. So
Mhm.
first, tell us what about your studio space. Tell us what it is, and then tell us why you decided to transition into that.
What I realized before I even tell you guys, I'm gonna tell you this. Always look at the problems, because that's where the solution is gonna lie at, right? I noticed that a lot of salon suites mostly catered to like barbers, hairstylists. There were no options for your estheticians, your lash artists, people who deal with services where the clients are laying flat on the table, they're asleep. It needs to be serene and quiet. You walk into a salon suite, it's loud. You have TVs going, you have music going, you hear blow dryers, you hear a lot. So I wanted to create a space for beauty professionals who only specialize in face and body procedures. And on top of that, I wanted to give them a space that offered below market rent, because that's also another problem in the industry. We have fluctuating income, we have seasons. that we work in. You know, we all have busy seasons. And a lot of beauty professionals, especially with skin, we we have fluctuating income and we need spaces that can accommodate us. You know, not just for the environment, but also for economics. And so I have my beauty suites, and we have a small office. It's just 6 rooms, 2 bathrooms, and it's comfortable, it's cozy. Even though I have renters, we work together as a team. We share clientele, we refer each other clients, and that's in that office as well. And I wanted to give them a space that was chic, clean, cozy, quiet, you know, that could give their clients that experience when they walk in the door. I worked in different offices. I had my own suites, and so I always looked at what was missing or what was lacking and what I would provide. So that's how we have our beauty suites right now. That was the, that was the thought process behind it. Yes, and to be clear, I I had some money. I had a lump sum of money, and I was gonna. Can I say it on here?
Go ahead. Just
Because
go
I
ahead.
always tell you I was gonna get some cosmetic surgery, right? I was gonna use my money for cosmetic surgery. And then I was like, wait, that's not gonna give me a return. Like, let me do something that's gonna flip my money. You know, like that we could see a return. Let's build something with this. I could work out, I could lose 15, 20 pounds and be fine. I don't need that. This is more impact. So that's how it came about. Yeah.
Listen, friend, listen, because you know, me and you, we can talk all day.
I know.
You know,
I
we
know.
can. Me and
I
you,
know.
we can talk all
I
day,
know.
but our time is winding down. Okay, so
So good.
before we get off, I want
Mhm.
to just have everybody tell everybody. Well, Jamae's books up. So if you are looking to get permanent makeup done, how could they reach out to you? Like, where could they find you? How could they reach out? And being sure they'll now be mindful. Her June book is already booked up, so you're not getting on.
We're
If you
in
look
July.
June and
Mhm. We're in
just
July right now. Yep, we're in July. Yeah.
go ahead.
So
Just
if you want to learn more about what I do and more about our permanent makeup options, you can follow me on Instagram. My name is Jamea Moore on Instagram. No spaces, underscores, nothing fancy. It's just all one word, Jamea Moore. If you want, you could actually Google me. You could find a lot. All the things over there. And I also have a YouTube channel as well that has videos about what to expect from the service. But if you go to my Instagram, it'll have a link tree and it'll have options right there. You can find everything over there.
well,
Yes.
friend, thank you so much for
Oh, you're welcome.
coming
Of
and
course.
and and giggling with me first thing in the morning. Listen, listen, Ken, go ahead home. Congratulations. Our Ken doll has graduated
Okay,
from
thank
high
you.
school. She's amazing. So I'm gonna be I'm gonna be girl, I'm gonna call you. I'm gonna call
Call
you
me.
later. I'll
Yeah,
call you.
call me.
All
Call me
right.
later.
I'll
All
call you
right.
later.
See you guys.
All
Thank you
right.
so much, Takia.
You're welcome. Thank you,
All
boo.
right. Bye bye.
Bye. So, listen, thank you so much for joining us on day 16 of the 30 Days Show, BGV Event Edition. My name is Takia Ross, and I will see you back here tomorrow, same time, same place, with the phenomenal Omi Bow. Make sure you're following BGV. Make sure you go and you are signed up for the summit that is coming up in September. So we will see you back here on tomorrow. Have an amazing day. We got to wait for Omi to turn it off. Omi, she in class. We waiting for Omi. Let me send her a message. Be like, Omi, hit the ending. Hit the outro. That's what I'm going to say. Hit the outro. I'm gonna stay on and giggle with y'all until Omi hits the outro. And we just gonna giggle until she be like, outro happening.